everyone, my name is Felicia and I'm 18 years old. I want to tell you a story that happened to me not that long ago. It began quite innocuously and even seemed like fun at first, but in the end changed the lives of 6 people at once. Do you want to know what happened? Then subscribe to the channel and listen. I had already been studying at a prestigious college for a year. During that time, I'd made many friends and grew particularly close to 5 of them. My best friend Courtney, Rory, the coolest guy in college, Martin, a really clever guy who studied in the same group as me, Bree, my roommate, and my beloved boyfriend Derek, whom I'd met literally on the first day of school. We went to a lot of parties and generally spent a lot of time together. I was from another city and at the end of the school year, went home to my parents for the holidays. I really didn't want to leave my friends, but there was nothing I could do. My mom and dad had missed me and wanted to spend time with me on a sea cruise on our yacht. I spent the whole cruise texting Derek and promising to see him soon. Finally, the holidays ended and I went back to college. I couldn't wait to see my friends again. But most of all, I wanted to hug my boyfriend. After all, we'd just had a big anniversary. We'd been dating for a whole year. I knew Derek had prepared a surprise for me. I wanted to know what it was at once. So one night, I threw a party on our campus and invited all of my closest friends. We bought food and lots of cocktails and told each other how we'd spent the summer. After we'd eaten all the pizza, I suggested we play Truth or Dare. I wanted Derek to choose truth and tell me about the surprise he'd prepared for me. They immediately agreed to have some fun. Courtney went first. She chose Dare and was told to insult me, her best friend, for a full minute. Oh, the things I heard about myself. Courtney was doing her best and everyone else was laughing. When she finished, she immediately said, "Felicia, don't be mad, it's just a game." I said we were cool because I knew my best friend couldn't have been talking seriously. Then it was my turn and I also chose Dare. "You have to kiss Martin," Courtney said cheerfully. Oh no, he was my friend, but I'd suggested playing the game myself. So I moved closer to Martin and kissed him. For a moment it felt like he really didn't mind, but I decided I probably imagined it. "Martin, now you, Truth or Dare?" I asked ominously. He looked a little scared and said that he was choosing Dare. "Then take your clothes off and run around the campus in your swim trunks," I laughed. Martin started to chicken out and asked me to think of another dare, but we did not give him a chance to refuse. Everyone shouted for Martin to do it. He had no choice and started to undress. It was really fun. We watched Martin run around campus and scare random students. I was laughing so hard I had tears running down my face. Bree was next. She seemed very scared and didn't know what to choose, but finally chose Dare. She had to go to the administration building, knock on the door of the principal's office, and run away. It was dangerous but fun. Bree snuck into the building and did what she had to do. We watched her from around the corner and could barely keep from laughing. The more we played, the bolder we became. When it was Rory's turn, and he also chose Dare, he was told to strip dance, to everyone's approval. Oh, how horrible he was at it. First, he almost fell on top of Courtney. Then he got tangled in his shirt and knocked a vase over. Finally, he got stuck in his own jeans and collapsed on the floor. We were laughing like crazy once again. When my boyfriend's turn came, he didn't hesitate to say that he was choosing Dare and asked us to go easy on him. Rory thought a bit and said, "All right, man, you should kiss Courtney." I felt a bit uneasy. Was Derek really going to kiss my friend in front of me? But Derek didn't seem worried at all and immediately moved closer to her. They kissed and I felt ready to cause a scene. But then I remembered that it was just a game and I had suggested we play it myself. After some time, it was my boyfriend's turn again. He said he no longer wanted to perform any dares and chose truth. That was my chance. I immediately asked, "Derek, what kind of surprise have you prepared for me for our anniversary?" All of a sudden, I saw the startled look on his face. Then he thought about it and said cheerfully, "Wouldn't you like to know? It was supposed to be a surprise." With that, he took a small box out of his pocket and handed it to me. Was it really what I thought it was? I opened it and saw a beautiful ring inside. "Congratulations, my love. Thank you for being with me for a whole year," Derek said gently. I felt so happy. I immediately put on the ring and hugged Derek. All of our friends clapped and cheered, except for Martin. He suddenly chuckled and asked, "Derek, didn't you say it was for another girl?" Everyone looked at him startled. What was he talking about? And then Martin told me something interesting. About a week ago, he'd been going about his business when he'd seen Derek in one of the cheap pawn shops in the city. Martin had wondered what Derek had been doing there, so he'd gone inside and clapped Derek on the shoulder. At that moment, he'd noticed my boyfriend putting a ring in a box in his pocket. He looked spooked. Martin had asked if it was for me, but Derek had said that the ring was for another girl, and asked Martin not to tell anyone about their meeting. After hearing that story, my boyfriend laughed merrily and said that it had just been a prank. However, I still felt uneasy. I felt like he was hiding something from me. "All right, Martin, now it's your turn. Truth or dare?" Derek asked. Martin chose truth, and my boyfriend asked him, "How do you really feel about Felicia?" I saw Martin blush and look down. After thinking for a moment, he looked at me and said, "I'm in love with her. I have been for a long time." It came as a shock to me. I felt shy, but Derek just laughed and said, "I knew it. I noticed a while ago how much you've been pining for my girlfriend." And he told another story. One day, a sports competition had been held in our college. I'd gone to change after it was over and Derek was waiting for me. I had been gone for a long time, so he decided to go and hurry me up. Imagine his surprise when he noticed Martin peeking at me in the locker room. We all gasped and looked at poor Martin. He suddenly got angry and said, "I really love her, and I hate the way you treat your girlfriend." What was Martin talking about? He then turned to Bree and asked, "Bree, are you choosing truth or dare?" My roommate looked scared but chose dare. Martin grinned and said, "Tell us what you told me about Courtney." I glanced at my best friend. She looked from me to Derek, startled. I felt uneasy again. The game no longer seemed fun, and what was happening scared me more and more. Bree started to scold Martin. She had trusted him with a secret, and now he wanted her to tell it to everyone? But Martin said angrily that if Bree didn't say it, he would. So Bree stopped hesitating. She said she'd gone to the library in the summer and seen a familiar figure behind the trees there. That had been Courtney kissing some guy. Bree couldn't see who it was from the back. Bree had watched, and finally, the guy had turned around. That had been Derek. It couldn't have been. Everyone looked at me with sympathy. I couldn't believe what was happening. It all seemed like a stupid joke to me. I looked at my boyfriend, and he smiled uncertainly and said it was all a lie. Nothing like that had happened. But Courtney couldn't bear it any longer and broke down. "A lie is what you're telling right now, Derek? When are you going to tell her? You promised me you would do it so long ago." I felt my world turn upside down. It couldn't be happening. I didn't want to believe it. But Courtney was telling the truth. It turned out she'd been secretly dating my boyfriend for the last 6 months. He had promised her he would dump me on our anniversary and only be with her and give her a ring as a sign of his love. Yes, that's right. That ring had been meant for her. But Derek had got scared and given it to me. "Don't listen to her, Felicia," Derek shouted, anxious. But Courtney didn't stop talking. She said if I didn't believe her, I could ask Rory. He knew the truth. She turned to him and said, "Come on, Rory, truth or dare?" Rory said it wasn't funny anymore and it was time to end this stupid game. Derek tried to hug me, but I pushed him away, tears running down my face. Only then did I realize that it was all true and my boyfriend had been cheating on me. I begged Rory to tell me the truth. "Yes, tell us, what advice did you give Derek about Felicia?" Courtney added angrily. Rory realized that we would not leave him alone and guiltily told us everything. A year ago, when we'd all been only starting college, Derek and he were looking for girlfriends among the freshmen, and then Rory had found out that I was from a very rich family. He'd suggested that Derek date me for the money, which Derek had. I listened to him and felt that I was about to lose it. I hadn't expected such a betrayal from someone I'd been planning my future with. I turned to Derek and said, "Your turn is last, Derek. Truth or dare?" He lowered his eyes and chose dare. I took the ring off my finger and threw it at him. "Get lost and make sure I never see you again." Our friend group fell apart and we stopped being friends after that. I wanted to know my boyfriend's small secret, but found out about a huge betrayal instead. The game showed me that my friends were all liars. Do you think I'll ever learn to trust guys again? Write in the comments down below.